All right, good morning. So today we're going to do a just quick EDC drop. I've been carrying very similar EDC for the last couple of weeks. And I also wanted to take this opportunity to talk very specifically about large folding knives and why I tend to carry them. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first of all, let's empty the pockets, shall we? Okay. I have everything else and the keys. Okay. Oh, not done. So this is my EDC for the last couple of weeks. I don't believe in pushing a certain, setup to anyone. Only you know what you should be carrying. What I find is that I start with that. Okay? In fact, take this away. Take all of these. A wallet, pen, flashlight combination, and a multi-tool. That's kind of my baseline. Most multi-tools have very, very small knives. This one is like 2 1/4 inches or something like that. It's not very big. So when I go to add to this, what I find is that what makes the most sense is a knife blade that is going to supplement this one. So I use this when I need to do utility style tasks, cutting open boxes, packages, wire straps, just general, utility tasks. When I need a large knife is usually food related. And yes, I actually use my knife to prep food. I make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with this knife. I cut up apples with this knife. Yes, I am not kidding you. I truly use it. In some ways, I do it on purpose because I don't want to ever allow myself to have these become something that I coddle. So I use the knife. And large knife makes a lot of sense compared when you have two. Okay? Now, you don't have to buy a $400 Vero for this. In fact, I wanted to talk about it because today I'm carrying a $20 knife. That's right, this is $20. It is in 14C 28N, probably my favorite budget steel. It is almost a 4-inch blade, and the action on this is actually phenomenal. It is bearings. It is micarta. It has a deep carry pocket clip. That's very impressive for the $20 price point. It's obviously not going to give you the wow factor of the Vero, but as you can see, they are very similar in functionality for me on a day-to-day basis. So what I will do is sometimes I won't carry a folding knife at all. I'll just carry the multi-tool. That's how I like to do it. But when I do carry both, the blade needs to be very, very long because it will take over something that this knife won't do. Now I have other large folding knives. Let's get this out of the way for a second. Other large folding knives that I keep in my collection, but they are all for different purposes, such as the 8010, which is my outdoorsman's knife, or the 8020. Now the 8020, interestingly enough, is probably going to get sold at some point. It's one of the best, if not maybe the best, heavy-duty knife ever made. But this one is in M390, so it's not the exact steel I wanted, which is 3V. And I don't carry it every day because when I want a large knife, I need it to be slicey. And this is not a slicey knife. This is like carrying a pocket axe. Even the 8010 is slicier than the 8020. I would be more likely to carry this. And that is a weird realization. When you see how good this action is and how good this knife is, it's almost a shame. But in truth, this doesn't make sense for me in what I'm trying to accomplish. And if anything, what I've realized is that the shark's foot design with this thick stock on the 8020 would probably be ideal in CPM 3V for an ultra tough work style knife. And this one, which is the smaller variant, it just performs that task so well. I almost don't see the need for this knife. I know that's completely insane. I know this is like the definition of first world problems, okay? Most people can't get even access to these 3 knives at all. But what's weird is I'm finding that this knife in my day-to-day does actually not fit, which is so strange. I want it to fit, but it doesn't make it into my rotation. Not over this knife or even this knife, which is $20, or it was. I think it's just under 30 now. This is the Sitivien. I'll put a link down in the description. But for $20, it gives me that same functionality that I'm looking for. And when I'm not carrying a multi-tool, I like this sheep's foot blade a lot. I find the utility of it to be excellent. It's nice and thick and tough. And next year, they're hopefully coming out with the 3V variant. So I'm very excited about that. Now, that's my spiel with knives. I'm sorry to get off track of the EDC stuff, but that's what I'm realizing. It's kind of an interesting realization that this $20 knife in many ways works better than my $500 80-20 in my day-to-day. It's so strange. Okay, and to round out my EDC in my wallet, which is designed by Country Bear Company, and I've shown this before, is a Mini Fulcrum. Now I need to switch this out to the Torx, but that fits in there. And then this is a custom jet setter that I put together that has a pen slot. So what I do is I carry this as a backup. It doesn't have a blade, so I don't have to worry about walking through security. And because I live near DC and we sometimes go into museums, I like to not have blades just to kind of end any questions. I also keep my notebook in my wallet. That's the only way that I found that I'm able to actually write notes. I always forget them otherwise. Big knives, folders, they just make sense, at least for me, when you pair it with a multi-tool. Most multi-tools, even the Surge, we're only looking at 3.2 inches or so, a little bit bigger. These are, you can get folding knives, you know, up to 4 inches or even longer, I would guess. And they just are great complements. So that's why I'm carrying it. I'm still looking for a good key solution. Still thinking about it. But as of right now, it's pretty simple. Now, for those people wondering about the Leatherman Wave modification series, don't worry, that video is coming tomorrow. And I am looking forward to shooting it. I've tried to figure out what to do with this video and all of the cool add-ons that I'm going to put inside. So you can stay tuned for that. Thank you for coming in. If you like this kind of content, let me know down in the description. And please consider subscribing before you leave. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.